What up, YouTube? Darth Dub coming at you here from my kingdom. Today we are going to talk about iron farms, everything you need to know to troubleshoot your farm. Basically, we're going to talk about the mechanics and how to breed villagers. And yeah, we'll also talk about how to move villagers from your breeder to the inside of your farm, because that's quite important. I noticed quite a few people were having issues with that in my comments, so we'll go ahead and hit up on that too. If you're ready, let's go ahead and get on with it. Okay, so here we are at my newest iron farm. I just made it. It is basically one cell, just one single cell, same size platform as my big ones. This here is the exact same cell, but I threw 12 villagers in here and I made 24 beds wrap around it. And guess what, guys? This gets the exact same rates as my big one. There's a golem right now. So what I've got is these two are basically your money maker. This right here, everything I just showed you, that's your money maker. This here is just to corral them the way I want, so they can go into my killing chamber. The killing chamber is basically, you can't see into it as well, but I've got 4 campfires sitting down there with nothing but some hoppers, and that's it. That's all you really need. It's a lot easier to make, costs a lot less. So let's go ahead and get on with the mechanics of these golems here. Okay, so here we are in a new world, and to tell you, the only thing you need to spawn iron golems is you need villagers and you need beds. And what you need to know about the villagers and the beds is how far away the villagers the beds need to be from the villagers in order to register. So if they're too far away, they don't register. So up here we have 2 blocks above the villager's head, and if you place the bed there, pay attention, it's not registering. Give it a minute, but it doesn't take long, and they will register. So that to me seems about long enough to say that that's not registering. So 2 above their head, too high. So let's get rid of 2 above its head, and let's put it 1 above its head. Place that there, and if you'll notice, here in just a second, there it goes, it registered. So 1 above its head is the limit, and you can test that yourself and see that it is correct. It's not going to work if it's that far above, if it's any further. And then you come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 below his feet. We'll test there. I happen to know that it's not going to register there because I sat there and tested it for about 4 or 5 minutes each time. It will not register there, but if you come 1 up from there and put the bed 4 blocks below his feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll notice that it registered. Okay, so that is the range and height, and in distance, this side what I've got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is 16, but it's important that the head of the bed is no further than 15 away. And you see it did register. And if I go ahead and throw an extra block here, oh, wrong, right there, it will not register. And I'm not leaving it on there for long, but you can test that yourself. Now that's 15 on this side for the head. The other side's different though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 on this side for the head to register. Boom, and it registered. And the reason that it's like that, I heard described by the Redstone Wizard, is that it counts him as being on these 4 blocks, not just that block. Now maybe the other side, you would have to see which side is 15 and which side is 16 to know which 4 he stands on. But if you keep it at 15, then you don't have to worry about it. And because water flows 8, our cell is from the middle 1, 2, 3 out, and then 8 out. That is 11 out, and that leaves you more than enough room for that. Now, as far as the iron golems spawning, I have heard people say that they spawn around the villager. I've heard people say that they spawn around the bed. I can only get it to work if I put the villagers and the beds around the center of the platforms, which is why I build them the way that I do. Now the Wikipedia says that the golems will spawn 1 every 5 minutes per 10 villagers. Now I have not seen a village work at all with any less than 11 villagers and 20 beds. So that's where I get the numbers from. I just try to have, like, if since I've got 4 sides to mine, that's why I've got 24 instead of 20. I wanted to go at least 1 over 20, and that would have left one side uneven, so I just went ahead and made all sides even with 6 on each side. Now we're going to go on to cats. Okay, so what you got with cats is, if you've got 4 beds and a villager, you will spawn cats. And as I was tearing this down, a cat spawned. One thing about cats, if you get up to 10 of the cats, it stops spawning, and you can't have any more cats for a village if you got 10 cats there at one time. So if you've got enough beds for 20 cats, which is 80 beds, because 20 cats times 4 would be 80, you then have a lockup. No more cats will spawn. And the Wikipedia says that no more golems will spawn either. And as far as this here farm goes, I have seen that be true. But when I am in my other farm, the big one, I can put a pen of 10 cats in that pen, and it gets about 1/3 the rate, but it still spawns golems. No cats at all. Now in this one, because I've got 24 beds, that allows you to spawn up to 6 cats. I put a pen right under here with 6 cats in it, and it stopped spawning cats, but it also cut this down to 1/3 of the rate. The next thing you want to know how to do is you want to know how to breed villagers. Okay, so all you need to breed villagers is 2 villagers of any type. You need a bed for each of the villagers you have, plus an extra bed for each pair. That way, that's for the baby that they can make. That way, each pair you have can make a baby at the same time. And then you need a way to transport those babies out as quickly as possible. Now this here I have is a Redstone Wizard design, which I'm going to link in the description. I could not design one of my own. I played around with the mechanics, gave up, figured out it was something that I had on in my host options, that, or rather off, that was keeping my guys from spawning, so I quit trying. And then I made his looked so perfect, so simple, and it wouldn't work. And it wouldn't work because I had my host options set wrong. So that's why I couldn't play with one. And looking at this, there's no way I'm going to get better than the design he's got. So all you do is you take these and you start giving them food, and they start breeding. So and we're talking like stacks and stacks of food. Each one can hold up to 8 stacks of food. You throw them down right next to them, they'll slowly take them, and as they start getting closer and closer to full, they will go ahead and start to breed. One thing, the food. You can do it with potatoes, you can do it with carrots, I believe you can do it with wheat. I don't know everything you can do it with, but if you notice, I think he jumped because he's full. Come back over here, and there's only a stack left. I'll go ahead and time lapse this, and we can see that they do breed. Now that the little guy here has spawned, we need him to grow up. We need him to leave this area and go to an area that is out of range of the beds, so he no longer sees the bed, and then in range of another bed, so he takes to that bed. So when he's far enough away from this bed to where he can't register it anymore, it still won't be registered by another one, so they can't have a baby until he registers another bed. So that's why we got to get him away. I would recommend getting him, oh, you know, I want to say, since the range of these is just under 17, I want to say get him 17 away, and then another 17 away, so 34. So get him 34 away from this in distance, and then put beds there for him. And I have emptied the farm here of all the villagers, and like I said, we only need 12 for this one. I left the beds here, so this guy can come over here. And where are the beds? The beds are right there. What did I say? 4 was the best. So this is on 1, this is on 2, 3, and 4. So this is the height that we're going to make our little room for him. And there's the pen that I made for the villagers to come grow up in. So they will be close enough to the beds to where they can register these beds once they've unregistered those, and they can grow up here. So I'm going to show you some of the tricks that I use to move these little guys. So we've got 1, 2, 3 blocks here. We're going to go in spurts of 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Down 1, and then out 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And judging by the height of this, yeah, we're probably going to have to go up some. I'm using glass. If you're in survival, you're probably going to want to use something like dirt. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to do this until we get close to there. Okay, so we're right up here against the farm, and we need to go up. So this last one is going to go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 right there. It'll end right here. We will put a piece of ice here. I like to use blue ice when I can find it. And we put one piece of blue ice here at the end on the 9th from the edge. And we put walls up. You want to make the walls at least 3 high. You're going to have 1 here. And you're going to have a little guy trying to jump up out. So, you know, make it 4 just to be on the safe side. Okay, so with that wall put up, just to let you know, the reason we went 7 on each of these is because if you lay a water block in a single file row, it'll go 8, and we want it to that very last one fall off the edge, and it'll go 8 more and fall off the edge, and then 8 more. So you have to lay a single block of water up there to get it all the way down to here. And then right here, once they're coming this way, that just helps it to where they slide easier along that. We're also going to place where's that? Not an oak fence, but a fence gate on there. We're going to open that fence gate. We're going to go ahead and not a block there, but a block under there. That block there is going to be soul sand. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put soul sand in here. We're going to figure out how high it is that we have to go. We want to place another one of these on top of there, open it. How high do we want to go? We want to come high enough to where we can drop them in here. So let me say about, yeah, if that's about foot level, that'll be good. So let's bring the sides up to here too, like so. And this here, and if you can't tell yet, we're making a water elevator. So then put this right on top of there and on up. Now we want to block these sides off so they don't fall off of there, because your villagers will jump, or well, not maybe not jump, but they'll definitely come out here and get pushed out by the rest. For some reason, some of them don't want to go inside this water jet. Imagine that. But then you go ahead and grab your water, place, oh, we got to do this from inside, place one here. And you're probably going to want a, in survival, you're going to want an infinite source somewhere nearby. And you're going to want to build this as you place your water. So basically you would put these blocks in, and then you would place the water, and you would place these blocks in, and you would place the water, and on until you get to the very top, because all those have to be source blocks in order for the water elevator to work. It just pushes me up, and that's what's going to happen to your villagers. So now that you've got it up to this point, what we're going to do is we're going to block this off. Okay, you want it to be to there. When they come up, what I am going to do is I am going to place another fence gate right here, which I cannot do. So I'm going to have to put a block there, place my fence gate here, get rid of that block, place my water source there again with that open, of course. Alright, now let's go ahead and put these up like so, and I will take this block out. I'm going to do like this right here. This will be a top block because we of course want them to stop here. That's going to be a source block of water right there, and it's going to push out this way. And when the water hits this, this is going to be block 1 because it fell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yeah, so then we'll come down and then go out again. 2, 3, 4, 5. This one we're not going to go out all the way because we want it to stop. So we'll stop it right here. And that's where we're at. So let's take that off. Let's go ahead and come down 2 from there. That will be where we're at. We will put a wall up on this side, like so. And we will place a temporary block here with a fence gate on top of it, like so. We'll open that fence gate, get rid of that block, and what that'll do is that'll stop the water right there. So then we're going to go ahead and we'll leave this one up because we're going to put the source block out this way so they don't land on it. Sometimes they will get themselves stuck on the source block and the source block won't push them. It's rare, but it happens. And we'll go ahead and wall this up. Alrighty, so with that all walled up, we're going to go ahead and bring this out. That's, let's see, they drop right here. We want this to go, we'll go exactly 8. So let's bring it out to here, and we'll count back from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and block this off so the water doesn't fall off. And I'm designing this on the fly, doing it with the mechanics of the water in mind. And they're just going to ride this water all the way. So now we can go ahead and put our source block of water down here. Where are we at? like so. You see it stops right there. Go ahead and throw some water down here so they don't get hurt when they land. And then we'll come over here and we'll put our source block in here. And as you see, it runs all the way to there. What we're going to do from here is we're going to come over here and we're going to put a source block of water right there. That'll push them that way. And as you can see, they've been breeding. And then we'll come over here, we will remove this one, and this one, and they'll go away. And what I found from experimenting with these guys is that their falling down here is enough to get them to not register this bed. So these guys will just keep on spawning. You don't even need beds at the other side, it seems. Okay, so as you can see, these guys are getting shy over here. You do have to sometimes push them in. So I'm going to go ahead and let these guys spawn up to 12. Well, they're going to spawn 10 to go over there, and then I'm going to let them out, and then we'll have our 12 that way. And they will just grow up over time hanging out over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and let you know how long it took when you get back. And that's 10. I'll go ahead and let these guys out. That's all 12 of them. So I had a mishap and I had to replace every last one of my villagers, but you know how to replace them. They spawn way too much if you bring the spawning pair in here, so the best thing to do is to put all 12 of them freshly spawned in here, and then get rid of the 2 that you have that are spawning, because they'll just keep spawning. So once you've got them all as adults, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run a water stream to here. What we will do is we want this to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, because we're going to run the stream from here down to that side. I'm sure you probably don't even need me to show you this, but I'm doing it. Then we'll get rid of these. Next, we'll come to this side. We will place blocks here and here. One here, one here, and we'll go ahead and make this a wall. With those walls up, we'll go ahead and pull this out, get rid of that, and stop about there, and we'll do another one here. Go ahead and get rid of this one and that one like that. We'll bring the floor across like that. We will put a temporary block right here. We will place either a sign or an open fence gate. Break that temporary block. Go ahead and raise the walls. Okay, with those walls raised, we can now get rid of these. And then we're going to put a source block here, followed by source blocks all along here. Now these guys will go into this stream and then go into that hole. And they'll take a little damage, but not a whole lot. If you put something there to make them not take damage, then you go ahead and try to get it out. It's not something that's very easy to do. So then we will go ahead and place our block back in there. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of pretty much everything here. Your farm is now set and ready to go. Alrighty, so if you like this video and content like it, go ahead and leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of playlists well, not a lot of playlists, but I've got all my videos put into playlists in my page. So if you do like the content and you want to see more like it, I may very well have a video already made in one of those playlists that you may like. I do mega builds as well as redstone and farms. I'm sure my subscribers are already aware. So y'all have a nice day. Peace.